The Redeemer has risen.
Alright, so this is going to be Tournament Odyssey, which has been the first map in all of the series. And in this grand final, we have Bikerush and Futurama. Futurama fresh from his victory versus me, unfortunately. I would have preferred to be in this grand final, but it was not to be, unfortunately. So yeah, down here in the bottom as the Cyan, Traveler 59, it's going to be Futurama. Looks like he did not adhere to Bike's suggestion that he could play another faction. Anyways, up here, as I frantically scroll up into the top of the map, will be Bikerush as the red nod. Now, before this game starts, I don't want to nauseate you all with my super fast scrolling, because it's not Cybert. I'm not Cybert level when it comes to scrolling and camera movement in cast, but I can make up for it by putting the scroll speed down. Okay, so Bikerush will be scouting for Disintegrators. Probably going to go for a buggy first, considering how he's invested so little in the scouts. Buzzers for Futurama. Now, generally, if you see 4 or 5 buzzers in the middle as nod, you can assume that there's no Disintegrators coming for the Trav guys. So Bikerush will be informed of this. Futurama will just eco up in this first game. Both guys, I expect, will have some idea of how to play this. If it were me, I would go for Mechapedes and the Prodigy versus Bike. I don't know if Futurama has developed a different way of playing versus Nod as Traveler, but my preferred way back in the day was Mechapede spam with the Prodigy. And if you equip the Mechapedes with a couple disc segments, you can blast the Venoms out of the sky, teleport the Prodigy away when the Venoms chase it down, and yeah, they lose all the Venoms. You keep the Prodigy and you're winning the game. Traveler can be lame in some instances. The Prodigy is the equalizer. Traveler get no shields. Their units are typically weak, but the mind control is what makes up for that. I always considered advanced articulator engineers to be pseudo shields. You know, I say that because when your tripod falls, you have quick engineers that can retake the husk. And it's like the tripod has more health because you're getting a half health tripod after you capture it again. I'd much rather have that than the shields. Traveler have all these things going for them. Bikerush going to scout. We'll find that there's Seekers coming. Of course, Futurama does this all the time. I'm surprised that Futurama is doing it again and again because it is becoming predictable at this point. Even versus me, I knew in that Crater game, oh look, he's probably got some bikes in the corner at my blue type room field, which he did. So Futurama's problem may be that he's a bit too predictable. Nonetheless, we'll be going up to a Bikerush's main. We'll find that there's no Scorpion tanks at all. There's no defense, and Futurama knows it as well. He's going to go there and try and take out the Harvesters. Only 4 here. In fact, where's Bikerush, man? He's not here to defend. Why is that? Laser turret comes down. Will hold that back. Of course, laser turrets do have... Look, I mention this all the time, but laser turrets were buffed a while ago, and it makes early game pushes a lot less viable compared to previously. So that's why you see games descend into camping and turtling. It really depends on what type of player you are. This would not appeal to guys such as Dirty Dutch or Unleashed, who back in the day used to go for a lot of aggression early game. Really love to see how Unleashed would do now in 2021. Unleashed, man. Really do miss that guy because he was fun and entertaining to watch and a joy to play. But yeah, I've gone off topic. Talking about Unleashed, of course, I struggle to not mention Unleashed at least once in a series. So actually, Bike's carrying this defensive tower, which, by the way, in my 4K mod has the same house color as Tiberium War, so you can see that easier. You can see which players got that which defensive tower. Don't disrespect the Traveler car. Indeed, State. Indeed. Now, Futurama, he's going for Descents and Seekers, potentially transitioning. He needs to transition out of this pretty pronto because Tier 1 Scrin just gets annihilated by Nod. No laser capacitor Scorps for Bike. This is an interesting take on the Nod versus Traveler matchup. You'd think that Bike would go for laser capacitor Scorpions and laser Venoms because those counter Traveler's tier 1 really well, and the Venoms are Nod's only viable anti-infantry option against mind control. And without laser capacitors, they do nothing to infantry. There's a big difference between lasers and no lasers. I'm getting a ton of followers today. But yeah, Futurama, he's just going to chill in his base, getting his tier 3 down. There's a harvester. I assume this is a decoy for the catalyst missile. Futurama may want to queue another refinery after whatever he's got queued is done. Could be a warp chasm for a hexapod. Plenty of flame tanks. Bikerush trying to get into the base, though Futurama has everything scouted here. He's even got this expansion point. So, interesting take on that. Harvester scout. Yeah, that's what they do. It's cheap and affordable. $500. Plus, it retains the stealth when you decoy the harvester. Okay, so Bikerush is doing exactly what I said. I don't know where he got all these Scorpion tanks from, but he's getting the lasers online now. Does Futurama have anything to stop this? He's got one tripod. Are we going to see a storm column come down? A storm column needs to come down. Not sure what was cancelled. He could have cancelled something. But yeah, Futurama's in a lot of trouble. He's just going to get overrun here, man. There's also cheers for the sub, man. Noshuru. Thanks for that. The Prodigy did a wormhole to capture what would have been nothing really, because the MCV has moved already. Unless Bike is all in, he's got triple war factory, so he's capitalizing on the fact that Futurama has not very much here. There's one tripod to defend against this. AA plasma missile batteries to defend against the Venoms. So yeah, the flame tanks aren't going to be able to do anything. Colsys will survive. I'm not sure if Bikerush has used his cloaking field. Remember, cloaking field, while it stealths Nod units, can inflict severe damage on infantry. And Futurama holds that back, and Bike is all in. Is Futurama going to take this first game? No, because he did lose 2 of his refineries. So yeah, Futurama needs to get a refinery up as quick as possible. Bike has plenty of production still. It is definitely not, by no means is Bikerush in a bad spot, because he has plenty of harvesters. He took no eco damage. He's got double airfield. In fact, for some reason, he must have sold his airfields. Why would you do that? The Prodigy now is going to be an issue to contend with. I think Futurama is aware that there is no MCV, there's no air tower, so the Prodigy is going to be pretty oppressive. How is Futurama going to hold this back now? He could go for an Overlord's Wrath, I found, versus tier 1 spam. The tier 4 screen support power Overlord's Wrath, which spawns in a meteor and drops tier, does amazing damage versus Scorp, so he could do that. It's a cheap way of killing a ton of forces. Prodigy comes in once again, and without the... this Prodigy's taking huge damage. Actually, is this going to die? The buggies do clean that one up. That's unfortunate. Maybe not a good idea teleporting into the enemy forces, but rather teleporting out. Scorpion tanks will be forced back. There's a Black Hand squad here. Cultist being a real nuisance as well. Not sure Bike has buggies to reinforce. A couple rocket squads as well, but this is a really tight game. Futurama has double refinery here. He's still got his tier 3. He's still got Cultists. The Tiberium situation there for him is rapidly running dry. And yeah, he can build tripods, man. He can still go for everything. He's going for Cultists because he knows that there's just nothing but laser buggies, though. He's going to be forced to capture the laser buggies if he's just got only Cultists, and then the Scorps will just roll over him. By getting out an MCV, oh man, that's cruelty right there, because now Futurama is going to assume that Bike's all in indefinitely. But Bike's not going to commit to this all in. It's not really all in the truest sense when it comes to Nod and Jedi, because as long as you've got a war factory, you can rebuild your MCV. Buggies, Scorpion tanks, going to push Futurama's expansion. Futurama is forced to leech this field because he's got no tib left, and Bike's got an expansion over here. He's got MCV, and man, if he gets that refinery down, then Futurama is in some deep trouble. He's in deep trouble now because he does just lose a harvester. Expansion point getting taken out. Nice awareness for Bike, though. He would see it more clearly in my mod if he had it installed. Harvesters, of course, being pushed off the line here. Futurama calling in the Ichor Seed over here, I think. No. Futurama's in a lot of trouble here, though. He's moving in with a drone ship to Bike's third base. I guess he feels that he can't really contend with Bikerush. Has to go for that aggressive drone ship expansion. And yeah, I just feel that Bike's forces are greatly outnumbering Futurama. Buggies, because of course that's all Futurama's army, just cultists. This game's going to come down to how well Futurama micros these cultists. Bikerush, if he's smart, could go for a tier 2 and just cloak all this. $3,000 will get you all of those cultists killed. Buggies here against Scorpion tanks, really. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Where did that Prodigy come from? Holy crap, I didn't even notice he built a Prodigy. Man, Bikerush, look, you can see how stressed he is there, placing his refinery worse than Leaf. That's worse than my ones. And that's saying something. 2 tripods, though, uncontested. There is cultists running in. Is Bikerush going to try and salvage this base? He's going for double barracks, trying to macro out these militant squads. He's got plenty of eco to afford it as well, so it's now or never now for Futurama. He has to push. He's got no resources. He's actually harvesting now. Did I say harvest? I meant to say harvest. He's harvesting tip. These cultists are an issue. Shredder turrets, not very powerful for Nod. That's why I like going Mock versus Traveler, just because I get those particle beam shredder turrets. And these militants are just being sent into their doom. What is Bike doing? Bike has not... He's not handling this very well. He's panicking a bit. He needs to just chill. Chill for one moment. He's making the same mistake as I did in that game. And by the way, is my sound too loud? It probably is. I'm going to have to lower it after this. But let's not take eyes off this engagement, because this is a pretty frantic and epic game, if I do say so. 3 tripods here. If I were Futurama, I'd put down a portal so I could retake the tripod husks. Just make frickin' engineers, man, because you know Bike is going to go in for those tripods eventually. Should also shield the buzzer highs behind the structures. Man, Futurama's pushing through. This is pretty epic. Bikerush only has buggies. There's 3 tripods. Bike not deciding to take this fight. He's going to try and take it now, but against all of these cultists, I don't think that Bike is going to have a great time with it. Futurama's micro with the cultists I have yet to see, so let's see how he does. A temporal wormhole comes down. That's going to severely affect Bike's chances of winning this engagement. Ton of Scorpion tanks falling. Let's bring up the help bar so we can see the health of the tripods. 1 tripod. Dangerously low on health. Bike trying to micro that down. Engineers being queued to take over these husks. And that is going to be it. Bike is going to call the game. He's that's a really impressive gameplay from Futurama. Really impressive. Nice foresight in pushing Bike's expansion. Futurama takes the series 1-0 with an epic show of Traveler 59. I know that Bike says a lot of things about Traveler being OP, but Futurama was behind in eco. He lost his Prodigy several times without accomplishing anything. And I don't know what else to say besides that. An epic hold. I think Nod's better in most ways. If you're going Black Hand, it's best to just Flame Rush, because there's no reason other than that to play Black Hand. Anyway, Bikerush going for the power plant cell. He's going to be down here playing as the Black Hand. Maybe knows something that we don't, and that a drafted power plant first can kill the enemy engineer. Now, it is a mirror, so let's see if Futurama can spot this one. Bikerush is, the way it stands, will be getting this structure first. I don't know, has he played this a number of times to know that you can garrison this structure? Oh man, this is going to be so bad. Man, Futurama is playing right into it. Futurama over here, of course, as the Cyan Black Hand. This is devastating. Bikerush is going to get the engineer. No, he doesn't get it. He didn't click the engineer. Oh no, that's terrible news. Oh, these Black Hand squads have enormous range, but he cakes it hard. Absolute cake there from Bike. He was certainly in range. Remember, garrisonable structures give you more range when you're in them. Wow, that is already Bike is off to a bad start because he's 5 seconds behind on his build queue. Plus, I just noticed he captured his spike, so he's been delayed heavily because of that. Going for a Bike now, looking to maybe go all in. We know that Bike's a fan of all in constantly. But this game, looking to go for some just for some Bikes. Futurama doing the same thing. Man. This is going to be an interesting game. Both sides duking it out in the middle of the map. It's kind of an awkward place to be when you're going through this with Bikes, because Bikes have paper thin armor. They will die to Cabals pretty quickly, which is why I'm a bit confused as to either one of these guys' decision to go Bikes. It's not a great map for Bikes, really. Okay, so the Bikes were revealed. Futurama must know that something's up because Bikerush hasn't been scouting Futurama. Let's see how good these are. Bikerush, where is he going with his bike? He's got 4 bikes here, but he's trying to find out whether or not Bike has bikes. Futurama, let's go to his vision just to see if he caught a glimpse of that. Yeah, he sees the bikes. Futurama knows what's up. That's going to be really bad news for Bikerush now. Futurama's just going to push back to base. He knows he has an advantage. Not making any errors. Man, imagine if Futurama takes this game and it's 2-0 for him. That would be a very unexpected result. And certainly a huge comeback and turnaround for Futurama from that tournament that he played in last week. But yeah, we can see that the Bikes have more, player color on them now. I did this on my 4K mod. It's a lot easier for you guys as well also to see whose bikes belongs to whose. So we know that those are Futurama's bikes. Clearly. It's clear as day. Bikerush going to go back to base. It's a best of 9, so it's going to be a long night, guys. It's where I am, it's almost 10 o'clock, so this series will, depending on how it goes, could last a while. Futurama getting an expansion underway. Bikerush trying to get this Harvester. Futurama on point, though. Will be pulling his Harvester back. Getting that back to work really quickly, though, is Futurama, so nice awareness. These guys are on point. Futurama, after that, series versus me, seems to be extremely confident he would be. He hasn't lost in a while. So yeah, Bikerush has recovered after that power plant cell first. And I'm not sure who's ahead as far as their build is concerned. Oh man, Futurama, he needs to focus a bit more on his bike micro. Loses all of his bikes for 2. You can't really you're better off A-moving. Technique, what he did back in the day was he put all of his bikes in line formation, didn't group his bikes up, didn't use the right-click attack command. All he did was he got his bikes and just put them in the line. Why put them in the line? Because they don't take splash damage. And that's how Technique was the best player of all time in bike micro, in mirrors. It's as simple as that. And I thought he was doing something else. No, it was that simple. Okay, so 2 Harvesters, man, for Futurama. I hate to see it, but Bikes got back in this game, and I didn't like to see the bike micro from Futurama. He needs to focus on that a bit more, or maybe even just stick to Traveler if you're gonna be right-clicking enemy bikes like that. Okay, so let's see if Futurama can bring this one back from here. That was a horrible trade. Who's taking blue tip? Okay, Bike's taking Future. Actually, no, this is Bike's tip. Futurama took a slice of his own. Dozer Blades on the way for Futurama. Bikerush opting for the infantry, which is a good option. And I hope my con doesn't die, man. That would suck for you all if my con dies, which it can happen from time to time. Alright, so my game just disconnected from the server. It wasn't my internet, guys. It was the server. Twitch server. But we're back. We are back, guys. See how fast I was? I'm much faster than Green Zero when it comes to detecting issues. Futurama, though, Man, this is a ton of flame tanks. He's just going to walk into this base. Look at all these flame tanks. Bikerush has nothing to stop this. He's got bikes. But there's just so much here. He's got nothing to defend the flame tank. The flame tanks are destroying everything. Futurama has done the impossible after that. Flame tanks and scorpion tanks. This is full technique, man. Technique would be proud. Obelisk versus flame tanks. Wow, that's insane. That is insane. Futurama has brought this one back. And in an instant, Bikerush is in all sorts of trouble. Tons of infantry here as well for Futurama. Probably getting the upgrade. And that's going to be GG. Bikerush is 2-0 ahead. Unbelievable. Futurama, if he takes the next game, it's going to be one hell of a comeback for Bikerush to win. It's going to be another Black Hand Mirror at this map. It's going to be Small Town USA. Futurama probably not too familiar with this map. I see why Bike chose it, because Futurama isn't really too familiar with the original EA maps. Besides Pipeline, which for some reason he loves. He's like the only player in the game who likes tournament pipelines. He's probably saving that for a later point, because he, of course, loses pick. And Futurama will have a couple of maps to choose from when he loses. He loves Tournament Highlands and he loves Pipeline Problems. Anyways, up here, trailing behind in this best of 9 is going to be Bikerush as the red Black Hand on Tournament. I keep saying Tournament. Small Town USA. Down here, as the Cyan Black Hand, will be Futurama, who is holding a comfortable 2-0 advantage. Futurama going to be the Black Hand, and this game will be decided by whether or not they scout one another. I am expecting them to go for buggy first. Futurama should definitely go buggy first, because Bikerush is tilted and may try and get himself back into the series by going for an all-in. So if I were Futurama, look, I would just go for a buggy first and not get cheesed out, because there's nothing worse than getting cheesed in a series when you are winning. Rifle is going to be duking out in the middle of the map once again. And of course, the player color on these nod buildings, before there was none of that. It was just white. So yeah, huge thanks to the Hostile Negotiator, who is a modder, who showed me about that. Because it is a good quality of life improvement. Futurama did exactly what I said. He's going for the buggy just to see that there is nothing coming. Bikerush not going for any rush. He's got 2 harvesters. Harvesters aren't stealth for the Black Hands, so we'll see that there's nothing coming. And this is a real classic, this map. Is this Futurama versus Torlek? No, man, this is Bikerush owns. And he is going to have to win this game, otherwise it's Futurama is going to run off with it. So Bikerush deciding once again to go for eco. Futurama likewise doing the same thing down here. But judging by how fast this is building, this is going to be a second war factory. So 2 war factories versus Bikerush, who will always go for tech on this map. Now, what Futurama did last game, he should do again. Flame tanks and scorpion tanks. Because against Bikerush's fast tech, it destroys it so hard. He should do flame tank spam and scorp spam. And Bikerush is going to bank on a tip vein, killing the majority of that force. So as long as Futurama stays off the Tiberium and does scorpion / flame tanks, he should be able to punish this. But no, instead he's going to try and match Bike with his own fast tech. Man, I don't know about this. Futurama, he's not that experienced, I would say, in the fast tech nod builds, though he's played and seen enough Bikerush to know what the deal is. So let's see how this goes. It's going to be a quick tech for either one. It's going to be messy. Did both of them spread the refineries? Man, look at that spread. Even on tip wars, you would not kill both of those refineries. Just about, right? Just spread enough apart to avoid getting both destroyed in Tiberium wars. Buggy coming in here for Bikerush. Does he have a tech already? Because there's going to be 1 clicks coming. We know that based on the fact that there's no second war factories. Either you expand, get an eco down, you go to 2 war factories, or you tech up and go 1 clicks. Bikerush gonna get 1... what? Is this a refinery that Futurama is queuing? Man, if he's building one right now, that's... he's so pro. This guy knew what was coming, and he already fought in advance of the one click. He's already got a second refinery done. Bikerush will be getting one clicked in return, I think, soon. Futurama with that second MCV. Man, did Bikerush spot that? Because if he didn't, he's in a lot of trouble. Bikerush, after this, likes to go for a Redeemer. Yeah, we can see it coming a mile away here. Futurama should get EMP calls, because the Redeemer is extremely vulnerable to EMP. It's not that great compared to the Marv. Versus the Marv, you need like 10 buggies to EMP that sucker, because it's just super duper powerful with its zone trooper garrisons. Just snipes those buggies down. Second war factory. Man, 2 war factories. Potentially for a purifier, 2 obelisks. Man, is this a second MCV as well for Bike? Bike actually doing 2 MCVs as well. Wow, Futurama trying to mirror Bike, trying to beat Bike at his own game. Does Futurama have anything else to show for this? He's got 1 flame tank, but you can set your watch to another obelisk being ready to drop. Bikerush, I hope that he doesn't drop it here, because that flame tank is just going to tear up his tech center. MCV will go down. Of course, those fences do tons of damage. Obelisk comes down. Bikerush saw that coming a mile away. The tech is a bit vulnerable, though. That's going to get taken out. A second obelisk comes down, though. And wow. Real close there, because if he had lost that tech center, this whole base would be exposed. Bikerush, does he have particle beams? No, he doesn't. So yeah, God, if that went down there, that would have been disastrous. 2 purifiers for Bikey will clean up the rest of this. A Redeemer comes out. Wow. Okay, so it's not all over just yet, because both sides are leeching Tiberium. There's flame tanks, random flame tanks coming out of the walls, but there's none left for Futurama. The minimap, of course, is pretty terrible in Kane's Wrath. Or the radar. Might have been ref for expansion. And yet, guys, there is no delay on this stream, because these guys are not noobs. They don't stream cheat. So that's great. Wow, these purifiers are in danger. The Redeemer is a bit vulnerable, though. But if Bikerush picks up on it, he could go for EMP cores and just EMP that, lock it down. And something you can do to avoid your buggies from being raged and therefore unable to EMP is do the waypoint EMP in advance. So if you waypoint EMP, even if the enemy Redeemer rages the buggies, the orders were already set, so the buggies will still EMP that. Double obelisk comes down though for Bikerush. Rage then comes up, but that's not going to do too much. Obelisks aren't affected by rage. Redeemer getting low on health. That was a big commitment, though. A huge commitment. Dropping 2 obelisks. Does get 2,000 for selling. Flame tanks coming in once again. A harvester goes down for Bikerush. Actually, the back of Bike's base is being destroyed. Futurama has got flame tanks in the back. There's no particle beams. There's nothing for Futurama. The Redeemer retreats. And Futurama has now an eco down in the bottom. Bike has no tech. This is crippling for Bike. Bike, he's lost everything here. Does have a second base, though, saturated of eco, but he's put down all the way to tier 1. He is in dire straits currently. The Redeemer does live. Oh, that purifier, if that goes down, then it's Redeemer v Redeemer. Futurama has his tech center still alive, and this is a huge freaking deal, guys. Plus he has the particle beams, so not even infantry, which is what Blackhand's known for, will be an option. Rage then comes off. Futurama needs to be careful where he ventures with his Redeemer. He does have an engineer in there to repair it, the Redeemer, but yeah, he needs to keep that one alive, get it nearby War Factory, force some repairs. He's did some pretty awesome damage. 2 flame tanks here. No second refinery for Futurama. I'm not sure why he's not building one already. He could go for a one-click, man. These refs are poised for going down to a one-click. Let's see if Futurama can pick up on that. But of course, he can't see as much of the map as us. 2 purifiers. Actually, one of those belongs to... Is that Bikes? Yeah, it is. Okay, so it looks like these guys have a combination of flame tanks and purifiers. This game is currently leaning in favor of Futurama simply because if you look at the minimap, there's 2 bases here. Bike stuck in the corner of the map with no tech. He's going infantry. But as I said, infantry versus Black Hand is just not a... It's a no-go. Because there's particle beam shredder turrets. He's just going to plant those down and kill this infantry. Now, he can garrison the buildings, but there's flame tanks already on the map. This transition, I don't like. I don't like it one little bit. Bikerush needs to get his tech down immediately. I'm not sure how he goes from here. He doesn't have EMP cores. He has no upgrades. He doesn't even have dozer blades for his Scorpion tanks, man. So, from a caster's point of view, I don't see how Bike can do well with what he's got, but he needs to focus on teching up, I think. And Futurama needs to be careful as well, not suiciding these flame tanks as he's doing. Nice work. Futurama just needs to chill. I mean, he's been really good at chilling. He's done that to me, just shielding his base for half an hour, waiting for the ion cannon cooldown. He almost won that game as well. This game's going to heat up pretty quickly. There's 2 purifiers still here for Bike, going for the Scorpion tank spam, not going for the tech. So yeah, trying to push Futurama off this field. Nice micro from Bike, by the way. He hasn't lost any units. Whereas Futurama, he's been kind of donating forces here and there. Okay, so Obelisk coming down. Raging goes off. Oh, that affects all of this army. Okay. There's a ton of Scorpion tanks, laser turrets, shredder turrets coming down. Of course, Bike has his Rage to use. 2 purifiers versus 2 purifiers. Rage gen goes off. I think Bike's Rage gen was a little better. But there's a 1-click coming down. Takes out all of the Scorpion tanks. That's a massive Tiberium Vein detonation. I didn't see that. That's a massive... Holy crap, man. Holy crap. That just changed things completely. Bike's forced to retreat. The Redeemer, if it gets one more shot off on that back, it's just going to get taken out. This Redeemer will almost certainly destroy that. It is in heavy damage mode. Units in heavy damage mode take more damage. One more shot. Is this going to go down? There's build radius here. The Obelisk takes out the Redeemer. That's going to be GG Bikerush. Oh my god. I haven't seen anything like this, man, for ages. This is insane. I can't believe this. Okay, now I feel better about getting wiped out by Futurama. Futurama, if only he had played like that in the last tournament, but yeah, he's just playing amazing. You know, the Traveler 59 is what tilts Bikerush a lot. Now, Bike is down 3-0. Anything can happen. I've seen Bikerush come back from 3-0 behind. So... anything is possible, guys, but it is now 3-0 for Futurama in this best of 9. He has 2 more games to go to win this best of 9. Bikerush has a lot of games to win. Anyways, he's going to be up here playing as the red. Didn't check out his faction. He's going to be Black Hand, so red Black Hand once again. These guys sticking with the Black Hand. We're back to 2016 meta, guys. Black Hand versus Black Hand. For all you tuning in, you may think this is a retro cast, but no, it is indeed not. It is 2021 and... Black Hand mirrors are a thing once again. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why. I don't think Black Hand's particularly special with all their nerfs they've received. But yeah, Futurama down here as the Black Hand once again. He's going to be taking his respective spike. The map will be Tiki Turmoil. Defensive towers in the middle, which can be really good at killing off Scorpion tanks in the mid to late game. Futurama, he's going to probably just eco once again and buggy first, I would say, because he's ahead in this series. Bikerush is going to frantically try and get himself in this series once again. Futurama's confident, and he hasn't lost. So this is going to be a really awkward situation for Bike to be in. He's going for Bikes here, so wow. If this gets scouted early, though, this is going to do nothing against Futurama. Futurama moving in with a shredder turret. Bike seems to already have seen this coming. Tiberium spikes do grant vision around in a small radius. Interestingly, Futurama deciding to stop and kill the Cabal squad. Is he going for Bikes himself? No, he's not. This could be a mistake because he doesn't know the Bike's going for Bikes. Now, Bike is not driving through the area of the map where he knows that Futurama can see it. Futurama, does he see this coming? Of course, Black Hand. Oh man, there's bikes already coming out. There's going to be 2 bikes here to defend the moment the bike arrives. This is massive. This is hugely bad for Futurama. 1 bike goes down. Futurama should draft the Shredder turret, get the power plant sold. Sell the power plant, man, because that gives you a Cabal squad, which can really kill these forces. Stop making Predator Scorpion tanks 2 bikes, because they just will get sniped immediately from the War Factory. Wow, that did nothing. Bikerush, he did no damage. Now, what's Bike's eco like at the moment? He's on 3 harvesters, but he's had 3 harvesters for less time. Futurama, he's in a great position getting a refinery down. Bike hasn't even started on his refinery, so there you go, guys. There's the difference between what Bike did and what Futurama did. Bike going full power now? Well, that remains to be seen. There's a refinery that's like an eternity ahead compared to Bike. Bike hasn't even begun to research or build his. In fact, he's building something now. Looks to be building way too quickly to be a refinery. He's going for a second war factory. This will get scouted, man. That's, if you're going for a second war factory this early, you need it to be concealed for as long as possible. Okay, so Bike's going to try and conceal this war factory, try and make out that he's not going for a second war factory. But I think Futurama knows what the deal is. The refinery's too late for Bike, so he can probably assume at this point that there is a second one. Now, Futurama, what's his next move going to be? He could go for second war factory, and with this advantage that he has with triple refinery, should be able to come through, actually. You'll have the home advantage. Bikerush. Yeah, these Cabals are annoying because the bikes are just going to waste shots on them. He's not streaming at all. Yeah, Bike is not streaming. It's only myself currently. Now, Bike's all in. Jesus, man. Bike's so tilted. Is it just... only one game did that to him. Futurama's here. He's ready. He has everything he needs. He has an MCV. The all-in I'm not a fan of. Bike has to do... try and get in and kill his, like, 4 harvesters, I would say, to make this worth it. He's transitioning now into Scorpion tanks, but Futurama has 4 refineries and the same production. It's going to take a colossal error from Futurama to mess this one up. A barracks here, which could make it seem like there is a MCV still on the map. This barracks may be a little bit off-putting. 3 bikes will be caught on this terrain. Do get sniped, and this is a pretty big army coming for a Bikerush. There's a lot of Scorpion tanks here. Futurama is going for a tier 2. This is a big army for Bikerush. He's got tons of Scorpion tanks. He's going for Fanatics. He should go for Fanatics, man. Not rocket squads, just build Fanatics. So this is a lot of units here. Bikerush is powering through. There's only bikes here. Bikerush, he's got constant reinforcements coming in the form of bikes, and Jesus, is this going to be it for Futurama? You should have probably predicted this a little bit sooner. Futurama has nothing left. Oh man, that was a throw. Could have had a couple of laser turrets there. Sold the tier 2, so no Fanatics. Yeah, Fanatics, they would have been great in that position. That was a cake indeed. Indeed it was, man. I thought the Futurama could hold that back. You probably didn't think that there was a all-in. So Bikerush will get himself on the score table because it doesn't look like Futurama has anything left. He still has his MCV. Okay, let's not count Futurama out just yet. This War Factory should get sold though. Bike, is he going to rebuild his MCV? He's actually out of funds. Okay, so Futurama shouldn't quit just yet. But yeah, it's looking a bit dire for him actually. And I'm going to see to my net after this game because I know that it's dropping frames here and there. I want to avoid that. But yeah, my net, man, it's getting bad again. Oh, fuck. This Hope it doesn't do this forever. I'm going to have to see if like something's consuming bandwidth elsewhere. Mothership him. Different situation now. Yeah. Futurama, he's still got his MCV. He can still recover in this game. He's trying to build a refinery now. Bike likewise has an MCV. So this game will continue. Bike needs an MCV now. Yeah, he's got one. He's decided to stop going for the all-in. That push worked amazingly well for Bike. Deciding to keep the laser turret around. Neither side besides Bike. Actually, Bike's been taking blue tip this game. I guess that explains how he's been able to afford all this. Futurama, he hasn't got enough Scorps, I feel, to hold this back. Actually, he's got more now coming. Could get a second war factory down for that repair. It should have been an easy win for Futurama. Well, yeah, I agree, but he didn't know that there was a second war factory. Bikerush hit it quite well. And I think that barracks threw him off as well, because you don't go for an all-in with 2 war factories and keep a barracks around. It's not something you see every day. Bike decided to take this fight, which is ill-advised because, yeah, there's laser turrets there. Laser turrets insanely strong. GG Future 1. No, I disagree, Panda, because Bikerush has an expansion. He's got double refinery on this field, and that's a pretty big deal. Oh my god, I feel that I'm going to have to restart my stream because it's dying. It's dying. Oh no. Look at expansion. Ah. Okay, it's back. After this game, I'm gonna check out my net. Futurama winning 3-0. Yeah, he's currently up 3-0. And I apologize for the lag, guys. I'm going to have to maybe leave this game and check and see if I can resolve this issue. Just streaming 1080p? No, man, it's not the bitrate. It's the fact that there's more devices currently connected to this, and there's no quality of service options. So when one device uses downloads, it just consumes all the bandwidth. But yeah, it is Easter weekend, and that's what happens. A lot of people here. Drive is watching. Hey, Drive, how's it going, man? Futurama, he's got a second refinery down once again. And I'm actually going to... fuck. I'm going to have to... Look, in the worst possible moments as well, it has to do this. Is my phone actually... Let me see if I turn the Wi-Fi off on this. Need to stop, yeah. Yeah, it's just bad. I think, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have... If it gets worse... In fact, on my end for the players, it's not that bad. But I'm hoping it recovers soon. After this game, I'll have to check it out for sure. But nonetheless, ton of Scorpion tanks for Futurama. How many frames dropped? Over 3,000. It's dropping every second. It's like there's something being used on my internet. But there's no lag in game. It's just the stream dropping frames. Okay, it's back now. I don't know. It could be like an update. It does this all the time, man. Conyards. Wow, Futurama. I wasn't paying attention to this game. Of course, I do get thrown off by this. Finish this game. It's watchable. No, my upload speed is about 30 megabits per second. But the download speed dips to like 1 megabit per second. Which they do this on purpose to throttle you when there's a lot of users. Anyways, who's to say who's winning this game currently? Futurama has a massive army of Scorpion tanks. He has a Dozer Blaze. Bikerush, on the other hand, doesn't. I don't understand how this game is still going. I thought that Bike won, but then Futurama somehow magically pushed back that force, and he's the one with the superior army. Future never took blue. Yeah, he never took blue tip. You can see on the radar that none was taken. What Bike could do is he could lull him into this defensive tower, though. Futurama has already this one worked out. He's going to destroy this with the Black Hand squad. And there's tech here. Shredder turrets are going to be a pain in the ass to contend with. Futurama has no tech of his own to speak of. Does have an expansion down, which is pretty awesome for him. And 2 groups of Scorpion tanks. Hasn't taken out that tower. He's going to get himself a kill. Oh, harvesters, cool. So be careful, Futurama, because Bike could have a tier 4 for the 1-click. Could just squish all that infantry, man. I would go for it myself. All this MCV is right for the taking if there's no tier 2 to fence it. Fences do grant double the armor to buildings. Up here, there's another attack happening, though. Bike has got this one. Futurama trying to kill these ones. Scorpion tanks without dozer blades will be dying because they just have less health. It allows Scorps to crush heavy infantry, but at the same time grants them a 10% armor buff as well. Now, Futurama does have a... Actually, I thought that was a rift there. It's a Shredder turret. He's going to have to look at taking this blue Tiberium because he's desperately needs it. Oh, wow. Bike has abandoned this base. This is huge. What is Bike doing? He's rushing over to the other side of the map, but Futurama's here, going to take out this base. The Redeemer, if it gets a rage off here, that's going to be huge. Bike is going to get a rage off, and that's going to be massive. That's going to affect all of the tanks. That is massive. Look at all those tanks going down to the rage, and the Obelisk still lives as well. Tons of Scorpion tanks here for Bikerush rushing in, but there's Scorps there of Futurama to meet him. Obelisk of Light maybe popping down soon for Bikerush. His MCV isn't here, though. Bike is focusing down the best he can. Plenty of Scorpion tanks here. The Redeemer should be able to defend these ones back. The infantry are coming in as well. No particle beam shredder turrets for Futurama. Bike is going to take out this MCV by look of things. Futurama has nothing. He's only got 5-6 tanks here to defend. The tanks of Futurama are getting slowly whittled down by the obelisks. And yeah, that's Futurama has very little now. He's up against this epic unit. Oh, the tanks, yeah, the tanks just blew up to that ration. I think Futurama's going to make one last stand. Bike still got tier 4, or is it sold off? You mean tier 3? Yeah, he's sold his tier 3, but he doesn't really need it. He's got his epic unit out, and that's really the only reason you build your tier 3 is Black Hand. Unless you're going multi-MCV and you're pushing with MCVs for obelisks. If I were a Bike, I would just chill for a while. Hopefully these guys don't say that I'm lagging and it's going to be no streaming. I'm going to check my stream out after this and hope that I can fix it, because I hate to be lagging in a tournament and causing one side or another to lose. And if that were to be the case, I could always wait and cast the replays. But yeah, after this game, I will check to it. This game's going forever. I'd really love for it to end, but yeah, I don't see how Futurama can win now. He's up against the Redeemer. There's nothing else besides Scorpion tanks on the map for Futurama. He's taking all this blue Tiberium, but yeah, he just doesn't have the production. Couple tanks up here, but Bike, he's there to defend. You know, if it weren't for the Redeemer, I would say that this game is still on. We don't care about replays? Yeah. I don't suppose you as host would be looking for replays either. Raider buggies. Is he all in? Yeah, he is. He's got 2 war factories. Bike's base. Does he have an MCV? Bike doesn't have an MCV. Actually, does have one here. Okay. Alright, so I'll be right back. I'm just going to check my router real quick to see if it's working. The cat is staring at me currently. It doesn't want me to cast this series, man. It wants me to pet it. But now's not the time. Anyways, down here in the bottom will be Cyan. Futurama, who lost that last game, unfortunately for him. And that last game was a bit rough with the lag, but this game, I can assure you guys, it will not lag. I've got that problem sorted. Up here in the top will be Bikerush. Winning that last game, he's going to be 3-1 down. So if you all are wondering what the matchup is, it is currently 3 for Futurama and 1 for Bikerush. Now, I've always wondered, what is the best build order on this map? Futurama seems to be the best player on this map, so let's see what he does. He's going for a power plant first. I always thought that refinery first was better and then take your spike after the ref, because it's more important to get your first harvester out than it is an engineer. Bikerush deciding to just ignore the spike entirely. He's going to get his harvester with blue tip 5 seconds sooner, which... Does your cat also play Kane's Wrath? No. it does not, hype. There's a variant of this map where there's passable terrain onto this ridge area. But this is the OG Pipeline Problems. Was a tournament ranked 1v1 map in Tiberium Wars, but in Kane's Wrath they removed it in favor of Tournament Decision. I would love to see Tournament Decision. It's a classic Kane's Wrath map. I have fond memories of games, many games on Tournament Decision. But yet, neither side has decided to go for any... Whoa, man. Futurama has some balls, doesn't he? He's going for an all-in. Bikerush has not seen this... Oh, man. This is so bad for Bike. Futurama's all-in. Oh, God, this is too late. Bikerush is frantically trying to get the laser turrets down. Harvest is going down. Needs to micro the buggies. Oh, fucking hell. 2 harvests go down. That is well played. Oh, no. Kill the harvester, mate. Yeah, you got that harvest. There's one. Oh, almost cakes it. There's a laser turret here. That's a big problem. There's another harvester poised to go down. That's going to leave Bike with one singular harvester. The laser turret is all that Bike has, and a Bike. Does Futurama have 2 harvesters or 1 with this? He's got 1 harvester, so yeah, either side. Actually, no, Futurama's in this. He's got a huge army. There's... Oh, no, this laser turret. He's popping Bike so quickly. You can thank CGF for that buff. CGF deciding to double the rate of fire. The Bikes are just dying so very fast. Now, it's not over yet for Bike. He's got 1 harvester. And that laser turret is going to make Bikes almost impossible to penetrate that area. Futurama is still going for the Bikes, man. It's going to be awkward. Is Bike going to really squeeze out another harvester after that? Does he keep his aim severe? Yeah, he does. So even though he killed 3 harvesters, the price he paid was too much. Futurama needs to transition out of this soon. He doesn't have anything left. Bike has 2 harvesters now. This is going to be it. This singular laser turret is all that Bike needed. Oh my god. He's just going to wait for the harvesters to get into that refinery before he docks, and he'll take him out. Yeah, that's what you should do. You should just sit there, man. Just sit right there and wait. Here comes another load of blue Tiberium. Futurama doesn't have anything behind this, I don't think. He's still continuing to spam our Bikes. He's still all in. Futurama. These laser turrets. I know, Dimmy. The laser turrets are too powerful. This is the one game where this is making a huge difference. Like CGF, I said to him one day, CGF, how about we make laser turrets and guiding cannons viable? He's like, oh yeah, okay, leave. I'll just go ahead and double the fire rate. Without telling you. We had no opportunity to refine that. Look, I said to Panda, look Panda, laser turrets, they're making early game rushes and pushes less viable. He's like, yeah, Leaf, you gotta just deal with it. But I think it's a bit excessive. If there were ever to be a new patch, they should be at least nerfed a little bit, along with the Guardian Cannon. Actually, Guardian Cannons are less oppressive. The laser turrets, though, he overbuffed. Now, Futurama's got... Wow, man. He's got 3 harvesters. Is he going back for an MCV? Yeah, he is. Bike's ahead, though, because he's got a refinery on his expansion. That rush could have been done better. Should be 2x fire. Yeah, I agree, Grassberry. 2x fire rate. I can't remember if it's exactly 2x, but it's way overdone. So, unlike this area, it's more open to harassment. The greenfield Bike, though, will be there to defend. He's got bikes, he's got Scorps. Futurama getting an MCV back out as well. He's probably floating a ton of cash because he's only had 1 production structure, bringing in Blue Tiberium. So he'll be floating money. Double refinery, though, down for Bikerush. And it's anyone's game still because Futurama going for a crane. Wow. Interesting. So he's going to build a crane. Must be floating tons of cash currently. Bikerush probably going to take up to 1 clicks, as he always does. Almost falling to that all in, but Bike will recover. Man, it feels like I've been casting for a long, long time. What time is it? Yeah, as I thought. Holy crap, that ref. Futurama needs to not get tilted. And is Bike really that far ahead currently? He's got double refinery, 4 or 5 harvesters there. No production. He's taking up to tier 3. As if this is the tier 3, then yeah, he's got this. Futurama does manage to spread his refineries out. He's way behind Bike. Bike's like a minute ahead on his tech tree. If he can somehow deny Bike from scouting for that catalyst missile, then yeah, it's going to be less bad for Futurama. He needs to stop the scouts, but Bike's just going to use decoy army anyways. If this fails to get in, he'll just decoy army here. You know what you could do is you could put the Bike up here and then just decoy army a Bike down the slope. Does he scout that though? With the risen radius of the Bikes, he probably does scout it. Yeah, he's not building a... Is he really trying to make Futurama think that there's a 1-click coming? Futurama now probably is queuing another refinery in anticipation of losing a ref to the 1-click. Yeah, see, the moment he saw that decoy army, he queued a refinery. A lot of mind games coming out of Bikerush here. Flame tank there for Futurama. Probably should send that around the other side. He's actually got one there now. 3-2, yeah. It's currently 3-2 and 3-1. Still early, Leaf. Can't have you falling asleep on us like green 0, yeah. It's not that bad here. Oh, I'm getting a fucking sore back though with this IKEA chair. Which I regret purchasing. Ooh. Wow, that's a sneaky flame tank there. He's going to send that one around the Redeemer though. Oh, it's heading that way now. That's bad. He needs to time this just right. The Bikes will spot this though. Oh no, that's bad. That's a lot of planning time and micro and effort from Futurama all down the drain. Bike getting down that second refinery. Futurama trying to get his Redeemer out. He's trying to recover in this game. The regret, yeah. Look at that Spectre shadow glitch. For all you don't know, I have this shadow map of my game. Like 8 times higher than what it is normally. chews up 6 gigabytes of video RAM. But it looks good. You guys won't see in the stream, but shadows are juicy. That's a nice tower placement though. Tower for Futurama. We'll get a couple kills. Oh, Spectre Artillery for Futurama. He seems to anticipate this. Redeemer needs to come up ASAP. He also needs EMP coils. EMP coils not on the way either, man. I don't like to see that. Because now Bike has the chance to retreat with his epic unit. Harvest is getting destroyed. Oh, man. Does he use this ray shit? I'm not sure, man. He really needs coils. Like, now. Ton of Scorpion tanks flanking this field. Futurama seems to be aware of this. The obelisk, it will only grow in numbers from this point. Bike building his own Spectres. Okay, so Futurama, he needs to be very careful not to make any mistakes here. That's not nice to see. But this is just wasted funds for Bike. He should just sell these obelisks because they're going to get destroyed here by the Spectres. Plenty of Spectres, though, for Futurama. Probably would want to stop making those. He needs something now to contend with the Scorpion tanks. He needs EMP cores on his buggies so he can EMP the Redeemer. Lock that one down. Try and get a kill. But yeah, this is like tower defense currently. Spectre Artillery coming down. The range on these is pretty amazing. Look at that, Spectre. Jesus, man. That range is insane. Like, more than the entire screen. It's an insane amount of range. Oh, wow. That sucks. Okay, this Redeemer's coming in, but looking to... Oh, my God. Does use the rage for those buggies. Lock down that force. Buggies will be going down. Redeemer does come in. As dangerous getting that far forward with his Redeemer, man. Super dangerous. Is there EMP cores? No, there's no EMP. Why did he not get EMP? Oh, it doesn't matter anyways, because these Scorpion tanks are gonna take out the epic unit unless there's like a clutch Tiber in vain that can take out all these Scorpion tanks. But no, there isn't, and that's gonna be the Redeemer down. There's nothing now to defend against the Scorpion tanks. He's got a couple obelisks, actually. Never mind about that. But yeah, Bite's pretty happy about that. He does retreat with his own Redeemer, half, well, pretty damaged. No harvesting on this field. Future going to be out of money real soon. Yeah, he's only got one harvester here mining off of it. He's got 2, 3, 4 harvesters left. Not looking too healthy. And Bike can do whatever he wants now. He keeps putting 3 drones to repair his units, but guys, it makes no difference repairing with 1 drone and ordering all 3 with the repair vehicle ability to repair 1 unit. The repair rate's exactly the same. Yeah, that's just it though for Futurama. He's going to play on. And this is just going to wear out Futurama a bit. Though he's got a lot of stamina, I've found. And mind you, he did clean kill me. So he's not almost a clean kill. So he shouldn't be that tired. I didn't give him much of a challenge. But yeah, fatigue is definitely a thing in these long best of 9 series. 3-1 for Future. No, this if Futurama loses this game, it's going to be 3-2. So it's currently 3-1. Alright guys, so this is going to be the end of the match because I had a power cut. I know, it's a bit weird to have a power cut because it wasn't even raining or anything here. But yeah, these things happen, and it's going to be currently 3-2 for Futurama. Futurama still holds that lead. So yeah, guys, on to the next game. But yeah, I should stop thinking about the worst times and think about this tournament final, because it's been a rough tournament final cast. But at least you get something. It's better than nothing. Green Zero is not here with his stable AF Aussie internet and computer. Anyways, I'm going to be casting this grand final for all you who have just tuned in. And it is currently 3-2 for Futurama. So Futurama is still ahead in this series. Bikerush over here on the right hand side playing as the red nod. Does this mean that we have a faction switch up from Futurama as we scroll over to the left hand side of the map? It's going to be Futurama as the cyan. What we could assume to be Travel 59. The score is 3-2 for Futurama in this best of 9. So as you can see, it's Scrin versus Nod. Ready for Leaf Power Cut 2.0. Yeah. The thing you least expect. It just happens now of all times. Like, it didn't happen the last month. It just had to happen now. That's my luck, I guess. Wow, that's a lot of militants. I guess the bike really wants this spike. Of course, buzzers don't fare too well against militants at all. I wouldn't try and contest that as a Scrinf player. Futurama, we're not going for a Seeker first to scout. I did this versus him and lost. I lost that game. Because, of course, you do delay your third harvester by 8 seconds, which is a big deal. Bikerush. Just going to eco and play this one out. I don't know what to expect from him, but he's turning this series and tournament around, isn't he? Futurama just needs to win one more game for him to be in that match point position. Bikerush is allowed to claw himself back into this event. Nice hold last game of the all-in. That game, despite the aggressive all-in at the start, went to the late game and we saw a Spectre v Spectre fight with multi-MCV. Something I did not expect to see. Anyways, Futurama, he's not going for the blue Tiberium. He usually does this on 4 harvesters. Bikerush deciding to do the honors instead, taking that Tib. Futurama going to get away with a third refinery. Coming up for Leaf Internet, going to be down for at least a wink. Yeah, I wouldn't bet against that. Okay, so Bike, he has 2 spikes now. And he's taken the blue Tiberium. Futurama here is a bit late. Will pop. Will come here with a Seeker just to scout, see if there's a second war factory. So he can go for a portal. Usually players go for portals after their third rep just because the synths are so hard to stop. Plus you get the photon cannon defense. Just if you see a late 2 war factories, it's a really easy thing to do. So the synths are coming out. I don't suppose it makes a lot of sense to make the synths if there's no second war factory. He should probably just put more money into making harvesters and refineries at this point. Bike versus Futurama. Yeah, Spectre. It's 3-2 for Futurama. Futurama being ahead. And he's going to get a glimpse of this base. You can see it's just eco for Bike. Scorpion tanks on the field. And Futurama is putting on a great show for us. I would have never had got such a result as this. So even if he loses the next 3 games, he did a good effort. It was a solid effort. It would be unfortunate to see him lose the next 5 games, but I hope it goes to the very last game and it's an ace match. That would be great. Futurama, though, taking out that Tiberium spike. Bike going for militants. Did he train those from a barracks? Yeah, he did. What's he got in mind? Is he going for Secret Shrine? This could really fool Futurama into thinking there's infantry coming. Because it's kind of weird seeing 5 militant squads. These are the sort of mind games that fool people. Man, look at that. He's making gunwalkers here. That's a total fake out. Bikerush there with the skills. Faking out infantry. He's making his opponent believe there's imp coming when it's just a handful of militant squads. Instead, he's going for a tech up to tier 3 with Scorpion tanks and Dozer blades. Lasers as well. Actually, no, deciding to go for some imp now, but you can see how Bike plays. He's trying to force out the rock when he's going for the paper. I think the paper count as the rock. I don't know, but yeah, RTS. This RTS is your classic rock, paper, scissors. And Bikerush is making him believe that there's something else coming. Mind games are a thing in these pro games. Pet the cat. Now the cat's sleeping, man. It's bedtime. Scorpion tanks, though. This should probably... What's Futurama doing now? He's going tripods. Warp chasm down for a hexapod. Ton of seekers. But I feel seekers are past their sell-by date when the laser capacitor upgrade comes online. I don't know how far away Bike is from getting that triple Whoa, man, that's a third war factory. Does he have lasers almost done? Oh my god, he's almost done with the lasers. He has a triple war factory and a Redeemer engineering facility. There's no way with 2 refineries that he can support that. Ton of Scorpion tanks rolling through the map, imminently going to be upgraded with lasers. These tanks are dead meat if they decide to stick around there. These harvesters need to move away. Tripods coming in to try and defend these back. And this Hex is kind of useless versus the Scorps, because the Scorps have the mobility. So if he decides to go heavy tank, like with the Hexapod, he's not going to be in position to defend against the Scorps. The Scorps could just flank it to kill the tier 3, which is heavily exposed. Bike's still rocking the triple war factory, going for buggies now, probably going for EMP cores. Futurama has got his epic unit out, both sides do. Shield's not researched unless he just finished it now, which he did. Oh, actually anticipating that he'd lose a tripod, making a engineer. Nice work. The Scorpion tank's gonna, wow, not finish off that tripod. And these Scorps aren't getting anywhere, are they? Bike's gonna have to make something happen with the next wave of tanks. Now, the thing is he gonna suicide in those tanks for the husk? Because if he doesn't get this husk, then it's all for nothing. This when you capture back tripods with the engineers, they do get the shield back, so you're actually getting a pretty healthy tripod. As you can see, 3/4 health tripod. Those shields tank tons of damage too. Hexapod coming in for the crush. Oh no, the crush doesn't work sometimes. A ton of rear armor. Actually, isn't going to use a phase yet. Does use the phase. A couple of these corruptors, and that forced an early phase. The Redeemer has double flame in it. May decide to use that as a flame tank, or maybe Bike had that in mind originally. Futurama not going for the aggressive expansion. Scorpion tanks, though, is that really the thing he wants to be building still against tripods? Man, I'm not too sure about this, though. The screen player has used his stasis shield, so you know, anything can go at this point. Oh man, if he uses the rage gen here, he just kills the Hexa and that's it. Because the moment you use rage, these corruptors are no longer healing, they're dealing damage to the enemy, to the Hexapod. One cake in game 4 meant no Futin, no. It's 3-3 now, yeah. Futurama's losing some steam. Bikerush was allowed to come back. It's 3-3. Never count Bikerush out of a tournament, guys. And that's pretty insane. Scorpion tanks come through. He was able to force out the early use of the phase. Allowed Bikerush to push in that final fight. Futurama didn't really have a strategy. He wasn't aggressive enough. I feel he needs to do more to bring the fight to Bike. Bike was just allowed to do whatever he wanted there. Nice to see GDI getting some love. When Bikerush wins the game, the adrenaline kicks in. Yeah, it can sway one way or another. That's why you should never count out Bikerush until it's really over. And to answer your question, Panda, it is a best of 9, and Futurama, once again, with his map pick, will be choosing Tournament Highlands. There is a similar map to this. It's called Badlands. So if he loses this game, he can pick the same map again, because there's a couple maps which are the same design, but they just have a different aesthetic. So it's going to be Skrin for Bikerush over here, and on the right-hand side will be Futurama as the Cyan GDI. Probably looking to go Firehawks, though. It'd be funny if he does fast Firehawks and loses the same way as I did when Futurama did pick Skrin against me. So maybe he knows more than I do. Mind you, I did go 8 Firehawks, which was a bit excessive. I should have gone 4-4, because 8 means you're looking to bomb the enemy drone ship. But I just didn't have anything to defend against the tripod wave that pushed into my base. Badland, much prettier though. Yeah, it's... well... Technique told me that it's very hard texturing maps, and I believe it. Anyone who's bothered to make a map in Kane's Wrath and Tiberium Wars would know just how hard it is to get the textures right. Predator was a legend when it came to map making. He made some amazing maps for us. Wow, that's a really clever idea, taking out this tip, because he knows that Futurama is going to go for the early blue. That makes a lot of sense. But Futurama man's going for the top field. So essentially Bike's killing his own Tiberium man. Oh no, this is going to work horribly. He's going to have no Tiberium to harvest. Could have been... Yeah, Futurama. Sorry, did I get mixed up there? It's getting late. Bikerush is red, of course. He's going to be taking this top field. Denying Futurama the blue tib is uncharacteristic of Futurama, because usually he's the one who's very greedy and tries to get as much of it as possible early on. Shock Triplet with the follow. What took you that long though, Shock Triplet? What's with that? You've been watching my channel for a long... Okay, right. Alright, I see how it is, man. Anyways. Seekers are Seekers. They kill Harvesters, but Pitbulls don't do the same thing on 4 Harvesters. I really hope that Futurama did not do this on 4. No, he's got 5 Harvesters. There's 2 distance here, man. If these kill a Harvester, I'm going to be super disappointed. Does pop down the Watchtower. People would still ask for the score. Yeah, I didn't put a scoreboard up. Thankfully, I didn't, because of all the issues I've run across. That's most of the community watch streams, but never follow. Yeah, I can look at my YouTube analytics, and more than 50% of people who watch my videos aren't subscribed to my channel. It's just how it is. But as of right now, this is your very typical Jedi versus Grin game. Only the difference was the Tiberium got destroyed. This does spawn in every 20 seconds. Hang on, it's 7 seconds for the tib. This field spawns... No, this field... One field spawns every 10 seconds a seedling. The other spawns 7 seconds. This spawns 7 seconds. This spawns a seedling in 10 seconds. This is every 20 seconds. Yeah. I know that, guys, because I made a guide once on the growth accelerators, and I know all the stats of the maps because I had them all open. And I know that putting a growth accelerator on this field is better because it has a faster growth rate by default. ABC, though, coming in. Killing up those descents does save the spike there, Futurama does. Is Futurama going for a Firehawk build? No, he's not. He's going for a second War Factory. Interesting. Very late tier 2. This will give Bike ample opportunity to go for a tier 3. And yeah, he's going to get shard launchers online. Then GDI don't have ceramic armor Firehawks, so shards are just going to kill the Firehawks. And tripod spout, I'm not convinced on the idea of... Wait, what is Futurama doing? He's going... Guys, I would love to know why he's deciding to go Orcas this late into the game. This is like me playing. Futurama's doing something that I would do. I just don't see how Orcas this late are going to do anything now, because Bike's on tier 3. He's getting shard launchers. He's going to be dropping AAs down because he's going to expect Firehawks to come. Couple of pred tanks here. I would have gone for hammerheads just to kill those descents. Futurama needs to do something about these spikes, though. There's 2 here to destroy. A couple of descents there, which are really annoying to contend with. Pet the cat, yeah. You know, I can't hear it because I've got IEMs in. I don't actually hear it, but I know it's there meowing. But you know, what's more important? Petting the cat or casting this very epic grand final best of 9? Where are those orcas, man? Since the game is clearly over, pet the cat. No, the game is not over. Pet the cat, yeah. But man, if I start petting it, it won't go away. Sometimes it's best to ignore. But it will, I assure you, get ample petting after this. Wow, what is Bike doing? He's just suiciding in. Okay, so this Orca build I thought was a bad idea, but now Bike's just like, okay, I'm going to suicide in every single... Yep. That's it. Oh. Holy crap. That NG repair was clutch. Man, he's taking jug fire here. That Marv was literally about to come out, but he... Oh, just got it, man. If that Marv came out, that would have been GG. Railguns are online. There's a ton of juggernauts here. Is Futurama going to be inspired by Green Zero and make zone troopers along with his juggernaut spam? Now, Futurama here, he's not out of it. That tripod army only killed the Reclamator hub. Wasn't worth it. He paid $2,000, and that was an amazing engineer repair from Futurama because he stalled that going down. Shield's now online for Bike. I'm not sure we had that before. Didn't. The Juggernauts, though, once they get those shells off on the tripods, do tons of damage. Harvesters, what is Bike doing? He just uses wormholes, and that's not going to be a thing until another 3 or 4 minutes. Scrin Wormholes has doubled the cooldown of the Traveller one. What's the score? It is currently 3-2. He got a free Travel plus Stasis and phase used. I don't think it was worth it for Bike. There's tons of Juggernauts here. One's a bit stranded. I would move this one back. Or teleports in another tripod, but these are taking so much damage, man, from these Juggernauts. Look at that. Every shell that these Jugs do is inflicting tons of damage, but the... Oh, man. Bike, what are you doing? You're going Storm Riders. But there's a Marv out now. Pipples too, so it's not like he has nothing. There's a couple of APCs of AP ammo. The Storm Rider transition this late could be a fatal mistake. There's engineers. Oh no, he's going to reveal this Storm Riders now. This is not going to work because there's already anti-air here. He's moving into anti-air. There's so much here. These are doing nothing. Okay, that was a waste of funds. That was a waste of cash. Also, by now I would have gone for tungsten shells after railguns. That did absolutely no damage. Bike should have gone around the back where there was no defense, killed these harvesters, maybe even gone straight for the command post, but you don't really need the command post with AP ammo. These APCs will be enough. Go Futurama, go. Yeah, he's looking to be in a good position here. And if Futurama wins this game, that's going to once again put Bikerush in an awkward spot where he is one game away from losing. Oh man, this Futurama is just all over him currently. There's 4 or 5 Storm Riders, but there's just not enough of them to do the damage he really needs. There's tripods back at home for Bike. Bike's starved in his base. He's got a growth accelerator. You don't see those too often. Must have seen my videos because he's put one on this field. We got his harvesters as well, man. Bike must be ready to throw the GG soon. There's so much Juggernauts here. That surprise Storm Rider transition was what he was banking on. What does he do now? I was thinking Mothership, but now he's going to put a Commando in his Hex and do something very cheeky. He's going to go and head and teleport on top of the Juggernauts. And then he's going to phase his Hexapod and try and crush them. Futurama's already going to predict that's happening. Look, he's spreading out his Juggernauts just so he doesn't get them all crushed in one go. Hexapod moving in. And by the way, guys, I've got stripes on my Marv here. The back of the Marv has stripes on it. Plus it's got a different portrait, but yeah. Small things. only in this, just seeing how it looked at one point. Holy crap, man. This is, but is he really going to win? What the hell? Oh, no, there's tons of Preds. Of course, I forgot about those, but wow. Oh my god, those Juggernauts did nothing. The Marv's getting off some damage here. This is a pretty big cake. Nah, there's so much here for Futurama. Once this Hexapod is out of phase, it's just going to get immediately destroyed and taken out. Futurama needs to just kill this Hexapod. Oh my god, it goes down. That's going to be GG. And that's 4-3 bike. Sorry, 4 games. Yeah, 4-3. He may not realize it's best of 9. Bike may not realize that. That's going to put Futurama at match point. Oh yeah, Futurama's picking Nod now versus Scrin. Ooh, that's filthy. That's a good pickup, Dimitri. So up here will be Nod Futurama. He's very good with Nod, very good with the camping. Bikerush, likewise, extremely adept with the Scrin against Nod. Even beating Technique in most tournaments of Scrin. In fact, Technique told me, guys, that he didn't know why Bike went for the Nod and Black Hand in tournaments. He always told me it's nice how he picks those factions because in reality, his Scrin is much better. Tech told me that he just doesn't want to face Bike's Scrin more than the Nods. He's quite okay playing Nod mirrors, but the Scrins he never liked playing against. So Futurama, he's going to try and see if he can win with the Nod faction here. How big is the CNC community? Well, if you combine all the CNCs, it's pretty big. Kane's Wrath one, though, not so much. Though at least this one has a active community. There's Tiberium Wars, which doesn't. Which is sad for that game, because I know that Shock Treatment would really love for there to be players playing that game. You know, I can respect any Command & Conquer game. You know, everyone always used to argue about which game is better, Tiberium Wars or Kane's Wrath. But we're all the same family, man. We all play RTS games. It's not a big difference between Tib Wars and Kane's Wrath. Shock Treatment, if he were in the chat, would be saying otherwise. But look, man, it's not that much of a big difference. It's the same game. Just the eco and the meta is different. You can play CGF's patch 1.03 for a different flavor of Kane's Wrath. Why doesn't Shock migrate to Kane's Wrath? That's a good point, Hype. I just feel that he doesn't like the meta, which is make Marv and win game. He thinks that if you make a Marv, you just win. I remember that to be the case years ago. He would just make a fast Marv on 3 refineries and put his Reclamator hub on the bottom field of Tiberium Rift, not the top field where you can go to the enemy, the middle field to harvest it. He would put his Reclamator hub in the bottom. Hey, I'm getting off topic here. Shock Treatment is an expert in Tiberium Wars. Without a question. 4 harvests though, 4 for Futurama. Is Bike going for any push with Seekers? He's getting his 3rd ref up a little sooner compared to Futurama. Did Bike actually make any Seekers at all? No, he didn't. Why is Futurama overreacting here? You know, it can be really tense when you're 1 game away from victory. You know, you have victory in your grasp, but if you lose this game, man, it's going to be... The nerves are going to be insane between these two guys. There is $80 at stake. Whoever wins this game will take home $80 as a cash prize. The loser will take home 20. So a big difference there between 1st and 2nd. But yeah, this final has been very close. Needless to say, 4-3 is the current score. Bucky coming in here for Futurama. And I don't think we can really question his expert status after this. Is this going to be for a 1-click, I wonder? Bike may think so. May go for another refinery. He's not got a tier 3 down. just now beginning to build his tier 3. What do you... We got... what's this building now? A tier 2? Yeah. Just wondering about what Futurama's got in mind. He's going for Scorp Buggy, which is what Bikerush does as well. B. Yeah, you're right. Look, you guys, when Cyber cast this, he'll get a juicy cast. Something that Kane's draft's been lacking for a while now, a close series in a grand final. I think we all can agree on that. And BigMoule's shouldn't be too disappointed if this series goes either way. He got a good tournament and he should be happy about it. Now, Bike, is he going for his tech now? Yeah, he is. He's going for... Ooh, this could be for like a mind game, man. Because what you can do is you can pause your Storm Rider the moment you build one and make your opponent think you're building aircraft while he goes for SAM turrets. Look, see? Is this for a secondary drone ship? I haven't seen this before. Is he going for like some weird shard dual drone ship strategy? No, he's not. He's going for Devastator warships. Seeker trying to get around the back there. What is the hell is Futurama doing now? He's going for laser capacitors, trying to get those online. No vertigos. Instead, opting for the Venoms. I don't know why you would build Venoms against Skrin. It's not Traveler. You'd be better off building Vertigo bombers to kill the tripods, right? Though they are expensive units. Laser capacitors will be coming online soon by getting down his expansion. He is here with 2 tripods. There's a third one here. Disintegrators, of course, a real pain in the ass to deal with. And man, I think that Futurama could just... Bike seems to be Q moving. Could be Futurama's chance to do a multi-pronged attack. Laser capacitors needs to finish soon, and then those just are basically paperweight. They don't do anything. By getting down his expansion. What's this up here? A couple harvesters that have managed to break through. Futurama pulling back his harvesters. He's actually pulling back his entire army. He's trying to find a gap. Man, Bike seems to be in command of this so far. There's no counter aggression for Futurama. Those Seekers are going to distract Futurama a bit. Bike deciding to push back. There's 4 tripods out now. Bike's just going to continue to spam these. And the more tripods there are out, the less effective these Scorp tanks will be. No expansion yet down to Futurama. Futurama, there's an opening there in Bike's base. Bike realizing that, pushing back. Bike down with the double expansion. This is looking... Yeah, vertigos are required. I'm not sure why Futurama made Venoms. It doesn't make much sense to make Venoms, does it, against Skrin? I can't think of why those are good. Unless you want to ping off the shields, the tripods, which are... You know, you could do that. It's probably worthwhile pinging shields off, because these take 100% damage of all damage types. Say, you know, gun damage, grenade damage. It's important to note that. All tripods, of course, do have a habit of having bad pathing. It's never a good idea to chase tripods, though they do have rear armor, unless you're playing 1.03. They don't have rear armor in that patch. Yeah, these tripods getting absolutely murdered, though. There comes the stasis shield. That's all you really need. And the husk is going to just get captured. Seeker's trying to get into the back of the base to do damage. The Seekers... Oh, this is it. Look at that surround there. Oh my god, this is just painful to watch. The tanks are going to get crushed as well. All of the tanks go down. This is why I don't suggest going for... Why would there be a difference? What was he doing with his whole armies? Futurama he got destroyed there, and then he held back with the rest of it. Yeah, this tripod army looks impossible to contend with unless he had vertigos. Dune Tiger was right about that. The Venoms doesn't add up. I guess he made them to kill disintegrators, but man, you just don't want to build Scorps against tripods. Never in a standout fight you're going to win against tripods like this. Just sit behind stasis with the rest of the Scorps. True. So that's going to be 4-4. Man, we're on to the final game. Futurama going with Black Hand. This is going to be a spicy final game, potentially with flame tanks. He just needs to sit behind the stasis with the rest of his army. Yeah. I felt that he would have lost anyways, Dimmy, because I feel that Scorps just get absolutely slaughtered by tripods. You need to really go for dual beam avatars and infantry and a redeemer. You need a redeemer. The ideal outcome is you decoy army your redeemer and make your Grin opponent stasis the decoy. If that happens, that's just amazing. But never have I seen that happen before. It would be nice for it to happen though. Couple buzzes though for Bike. He's going to get off that scout. Futurama not making an effort to anti-scout these games. Let's see if he's going to try to this game. He is Black Hand, so he can make cabals. He could throw the hallucinogenic grenades and kill those buzzers. I've had that happen a number of times to me as well. Bikes plus a flame on one half. Yeah, is that what you think, Drive? Drive and Futurama, they play a lot of games between themselves. So let's see if Futurama is going to be predicted here by Drive. Drive, the master predictor, will predict the flame tank. Now I hope this is a Reckoner because flame tanks aren't that great in 2021. He must have picked this map for a reason. Maybe because he could use these buildings as cover for the flame tanks. Operation Center comes down. Flame tank on the way. Oh, he's stalling for funds, man. This is not good. Never a good sign, is it? Seeker's coming out here for Bikerush. There's a flame tank out. Futurama needs to make this work. Oh, there's a buzzer, man. Bikerush is going to scout this. Buzzers do have a small build radius. Another flame tank comes out. Bikerush may not be aware of the amount of flame tanks that there are on the map. But given how late this buzzer scout is, this is going to give Bikerush all the information he needs to tidy this one up. He's got Seekers. Now he is Bike. He's not going to Q move and send all his units to one spot. If I were him, I would be scouting the left, the right, and the center. Yeah, Bike... I wouldn't say so, Lamas. This is a heavy flame rush. Really heavy. Does Bikerush still have eyes on this?
Unit under attack.
Wow, he's building a refinery. He's going heavy flame rush.
On hold.
You're building a nerve center now? Man, he's building a refinery. Futurama is building 1 million flame tanks and Bike is building a refinery. This is not good for Bike. Wow, Bike has nothing there. He has no idea that there's a flame tank there. There's a one over here as well. Wow, Futurama has... This is looking really... Oh my god, man. This could be really dire for Bike. The drone ship could get destroyed. Oh my god, there's a flame tank there. Bike's gonna cancel whatever he had built. Oh no, that flame tank should have gone in at the same time as the other one. There's no other flame tank going in tandem. 2 flame tanks back at home doing nothing. Futurama's push was held back. The refinery was cancelled, so Bike is going to have plenty of resources. There's tons of stuff. There's another flame tank here. He's going to take out that refinery. There's flame tanks everywhere. One rev goes down. Oh, he blocks his own... He blocks his own building. Oh my god, is this going to go down? Is this going to go down? Oh my god, that was so close. Oh my god, he gets the refinery. Bike has lost his refinery. Does Bike have any resources? He's got a refinery, man. Oh my god. Futurama. He's back in this game. He's got 4 and 2, which is not healthy. Bike can recover from this quite easily. But there is 2 more flame tanks. As Futurama decided to send one out to do a counter push. There could be one more still lurking around. Now, it's still not great for Futurama because Bike's just going to pop down another refinery and he's going to be on the same eco. But he doesn't have a war factory. He's putting down another portal. A bit paranoid that there could be another flame tank. Oh, these Seekers are wounded. They're going to get taken out. Futurama is going to get down another refinery. He's going for a second war factory. Holy crap, man. Are we seeing Futurama come through with 2 flame tanks with nothing to stop them? Yes, we are. Oh, no. This is going to be bad if he goes straight for that riff. He can probably get the Scorpion tanks here. What does Bike do? He needs to go for a stasis chamber. There's no way he can hold this off without a stasis. These flame tanks have so much health. They're a black hand flame tank. There's Scorpion tanks here to defend. This could be it for Bike. There has to be a Photon cannon comes down. Photon comes down. Scorpion tanks, the Scorpion tanks, man. This is it. This is it. Futurama has taken this tournament. I think there's only 1 Seeker left to defend. There's no war factory. Another Photon cannon comes out, but there's nothing here. That's going to be GG. Holy crap. Futurama wins the tournament 5-4. What an epic flame rush. I'm surprised that Bike set his mind on making a 3rd refinery. I was almost certain he would go for a tier 2 to spam devs. Like, you can't go for Seekers against flame tanks. You need dev tanks. Jesus, Futurama takes the tournament 5-4. That's a best of 9. A best of 9 series. And Futurama takes it 5-4. That's an insane show from Futurama. Futurama, even though he lost to Green Zero last week, he won today 5-4 versus Bike. And I hope CGF's command post system saved the replays so some caster better than me can take a look at this series because it's a really good one to check out. That was a really, really good tournament. I enjoyed watching that and I really enjoy. Now, they're not here to receive my congratulations. Well, that's unfortunate. $80 will go to Futurama. He did well there, amazingly well. A bit of missteps in the last few games. But Futurama's improved a lot.